Well, from one election to the next, Mozambique is expecting the final results from the October 9th national elections this week. Early figures put the ruling Frelimo party on course for another win, but now the opposition says that the vote was rigged. On Monday, police dispersed a gathering where independent presidential candidate Mondlane was being interviewed by the media. A DW reporter was at the scene. Take a look. So you see, the event was held at the scene where two opposition party figures were shot dead on Saturday. And scenes of mayhem right there. Let's go to our correspondent, Diane Hawker. She has covered the elections in Mozambique. She joins us now from Johannesburg. Diane, our reporter was among the people shot at. Do we know, is she okay?
Yes, she is okay. I was able to speak to her a few minutes ago, and she indicated that she's still on the scene, still driving around the streets of Maputo, continuing with her reporting, even though she's a bit frazzled by what happened earlier on. I asked her, what actually transpired before the shooting, and she said that everything was calm. Nobody was provoking the police. Journalists were conducting interviews, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the police started shooting, which of course is quite a concern, not only for journalists, but for, politicians in Mozambique. They have been complaining in the past that opposition party leaders are being treated unfairly. They've complained that the ruling party, Frelimo, has used state resources to benefit them, and, they're raising concerns over and over again about how the media and civil society organizations have been treated by security forces in Mozambique.
Wow, it's something we seem to hear all over the world now when countries are having elections. Claiming election rigging is one thing, having gunshots at people, that's another. Can you briefly lead us through how we got to this point in Mozambique?
Yes, it is quite a serious escalation, I would say, since the 9th, when the actual election was held. When I was in Mozambique, things did seem quite calm, but I could say that perhaps it was a bit of an uncertain calm if we look at how things have escalated over the past few days. There was quite a heavy police presence, but no major incidents at the time. And then by this weekend, we saw that two people associated with the opposition, that's Elvino Diaz and Paul Guambe, were actually shot. 25 bullets shot at the vehicle that they were driving in, which is quite a serious incident. The European Union has also commented on that, saying that there's a need for an investigation into what actually happened in that shooting to put people's minds at ease. Of course, opposition parties are associating this with political violence, saying that it seems to be linked to the elections, and there are concerns as to what it will mean for the country going forward, particularly with calls for more protests to continue.
DW's Diane Hawker with the latest violence now connected with the election in Mozambique. Diane, thank you.
Disputed elections in Mozambique have led to clashes between protesters and police. Although final results are not yet out, demonstrators are already saying the vote was rigged. The rallies are part of a nationwide strike called by the opposition. The ruling Frelimo party has won every national election for the last 30 years.
The results of Mozambique's national elections are expected later this week. But many are already crying foul. Police fired tear gas to disperse protesters in the capital, Maputo. Among the crowd were several journalists interviewing opposition leader Venancio Mondlane. Demonstrators took to the streets after Mondlane called for a nationwide strike to contest early election results showing the ruling party in the lead. Over the weekend, two of his allies, an opposition lawyer and a party representative, was shot dead by unidentified gunmen.
These are the real terrorists. In the north, we have the insurgents, but here in Maputo, in the leadership of the security forces, we have the real terrorists in this country.
After police broke up the demonstration, emotions were still running high.
The police kept following us to disperse us, to prevent us from protesting against the deaths and what has been happening in the country. They fired tear gas and live bullets, actual bullets, and now they are unjustly rounding up people.
We didn't come here to break things. They threw tear gas at us. What's that about? Let the world see what's happening and going on. This is a dictatorship in our country.
Mondlane hailed the strike as a success and vowed there would be more. It looks likely the incumbent Frelimo party, which has ruled Mozambique since its independence in 1975, will be declared the winner later this week. What seems less certain is whether Mondlane and his supporters will accept that result.